Properties? Disconnected. Yeti. Okay, are we good now? Are we good? We good? Oh, there we go. We're good. What's going on, team? And good morning. Happy Money freaking Monday. My goodness, I'm fired up, guys. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to rock and roll. I'm ready to make some big time profits in the market. What's up, traders? What's up, team? Hit me with a good morning. Hit me with a good morning. Happy Money Monday. Let's go. Tyler, Angel, Cole, Real Little Spaz. What's up? Casey, Corey, Chris. Let's do it. Woo! Guys, I haven't had this much energy all freaking weekend, but the second I come back inside the chat, I see you guys here. I'm fired up. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to absolutely crush it. Real Little Spaz, what's up with you? I'm good, man. What's up, everybody over on YouTube? Cody, DBDB, Joe, Ed, Adam. What's going on? Mark, Russ, hit me with a good morning. Hey, look at Russ. Good morning, sunshine. Hey, good morning, sunshine to you too. Ladies and gentlemen, what's up? Happy Money Monday. It is September 20th. 8:48 in the market. We have about 42 minutes to go. 42 minutes until the opening bell, until that ding, 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 until we're ready to go, ready to attack this market. My goodness, guys. Woo! What's up? What's up? What's up? DBDB, Cody, Russ, Mark, everybody inside the chat. Once again, if you guys are just now tuning in, good morning. I know that's like the 5th time I've said it, but you know what? I'll say it 6 more times. Good morning, good morning, good morning to you. Let's go ahead and dive into it, guys. Let's quit wasting time. I'm done BSing around, guys. Let's go ahead and dive into it and talk about what we have going on today. This morning at 7 o'clock, guys, we had a lot going on, right? There was quite a bit of things happening in the market. I was like, man, we're going to have another 10 to 15 ticker on the watch list kind of day. I mean, a lot of good press releases, tons of good news, tons of good activity in the market. But over the last hour and 49 minutes, a lot of these stocks fading and falling and not holding up their gains. So I've been able to take like half of these stocks off watch because they're pretty irrelevant right now. Not a lot of activity with some of those plays. So let's keep it simple. Let's talk about the stocks that have news, that have good potential, that are actually moving up in pre-markets, holding their gains, right? Holding on up, not just completely giving everything back, and stocks that have some great opportunity and some great potential today. And then we will have a lot of time, guys, a lot of time for you guys to ask questions, right? To drop some tickers. Let's do some analysis on what you guys are looking at and make sure we're all prepared for the day. All right. So number one, let's just start with the up gapper list, guys, right? Let's start with the up gapper list. We got ZIVO, all right? ZIVO right now is up 110%, trading 7.7 million shares. On average, the stock trades 200,000. So we have extremely high relative volume, right? We are trading substantial volume in comparison to the average here on ZIVO. $6 million in float stock as well. Low float stock. This thing could absolutely rip and run to the upside, and it's already done that, right? It's already up 108%. It's already up substantially here in pre-market, gapping up about $3 this morning from around 280 to 580. Why is ZIVO moving on up though, guys? Why is ZIVO moving on up? There is no news, right? But Beth coming in clutch this morning, right? Beth, Trader Girl Beth, ZIVO, right? I guess they had a lot of filings. So they had 3 SEC filings last week, all right? So 3 SEC filings last week, Form 8K, a DEF 14A, and an SEC Form Effect. Something's a brewing, maybe. Yeah, something's a brewing. All these filings, and boom. ZIVO getting some nice action here this morning, up 103%. Again, I was posting up what these filings mean, guys. So again, if you're like, hey, what's a filing? What's an 8K, right? What's an 8K compared to a 6K, right? What's an SEC Form DEF 14A, right? All of these forms, what do they mean? So I'm going to go ahead and post those up right now for you guys inside of chat. So that's what a Form 8K is. Here's a Form DEF 14A, and then one of the more popular ones being a Form 6K filing. And I will post this definition up for you guys as well. So if you're always wondering, like, okay, what's a form, Josh? What's an 8K? What's a 6K? What's the DEF 14A? What's the, what is it, right? Those are going to be those definitions for those types of forms and those types of filings, okay? So, with that being said, all of these filings last week and the week before with ZIVO, but as far as fresh news today, something, meeting primary endpoints, like what we have with EDSA, phase 2 positive trial data, right? Or ATR or anything like that. There's not really any substantial news. Just all of these filings and forms from last week, but we do have a lot of volume with ZIVO, and we do have a lot of activity right now. So as long as ZIVO is holding on up, our focus needs to be here because this stock is holding its gains relatively well. We still have a lot of room to the upside, and there's a lot of potential here with ZIVO. So right now, we do have support back down towards around $5. Bottom support right now is $5 here on ZIVO. However, we are trying to hold on up above $5.50. So right now, we're just going to watch and see if this one holds above 550. See if we start to see that reversal form above 550, right? Higher lows, higher highs. Then we start to see some more action to the upside. But right now, if we do crack below 550, we do have room to fall back down towards around $5. That's a good level of support for ZIVO. And if we cannot hold above $5, we could see ZIVO fade all the way back down towards around $4.11. Okay, guys? So right down towards around $4.11, but right now we do have decent support at $5.50, with better support being back down towards around $5. Right now, we do have some resistance around $6.40, right? That prior low, this prior high, right around that 640 level, 635 to 640 resistance, and it's also the VWAP. So realistically, we need to see this reversal. We need to see the higher high off the higher low, back above that 640 level. We could definitely see this start to grind back to the upside over $7, right? We have resistance up towards around 7. We have resistance up towards around 765, and then up towards around these highs of around $8.39 there on ZIVO. That's right around the 200 SMA as well. So that is a very strong key level of resistance on the daily chart here on ZIVO is that 200 SMA. But if ZIVO is strong enough and we're breaking and pushing over that 200 SMA, we could see it up towards around 902. We could see it up towards around $10 natural resistance. Then honestly, this chart is so ugly, right? This is a very ugly, no volume stock. This thing could absolutely just take on off to the upside. 12, 14, 15, $20. I mean, honestly, the sky's the limit. There's literally no volume ever traded on this stock. So again, this thing could definitely move aggressively to the upside. Again, if we keep the attention, right? Right now, the majority of traders are on ZIVO, right? And the remainder right now are on EDSA. Those are going to be the top 2 stocks. But right now, we do have a lot of activity and a lot of potential to the upside here on ZIVO. So right now, definitely one of the top 3 stocks we need to be watching here at the start of the day, guys, right? Number 2, we have EDSA, right? EDSA, we were talking about this one this morning. They dropped news right around 8 o'clock. Nice flag consolidation formation right above our $8 support. We had room to 9.15 and then 10 bucks. We hit first target beautifully at 9.15 and then got pennies away from our second target up towards around 10 bucks here on EDSA. So right now we still have support back down towards around that $8 level. Anything below 8 bucks going from the daily chart back down towards around like 730 to 740. But ideally, I want to see EDSA go no lower than 8 bucks for me to really feel confident that this stock still has a lot of great potential to the upside, right? We start cracking below 8. We have light support from the daily chart back down at 744 and 7, and we could potentially fall all the way back down under $6.50. But right now, definitely want to see the stock holding on up. We are trying to gain and form some support right off this prior pre-market high, right around $8.60. We can see we came down and bounced, got back above, and we're really trying to hold above that 850 to 860 here on EDSA. So right now we have pretty good support right around the 850 to 860 here on EDSA. We do have resistance still right around that 915, and then we do have resistance back up towards around those pre-market highs of 981. So again, EDSA, low float stock, 8 million in float, trading 7 million shares. On average, this stock trades 65,000. So we have substantial volume on EDSA. And why is EDSA even moving up, right? Why is it up 50%? Why is it trading 7 million shares when on average it trades 65? Like, why is there so much more substantial volume on EDSA? Well, they have a really good press release. So they're announcing positive phase 2 data in regards to COVID-19 hospitalized patients, right? So again, right off the bat, we have COVID-19 news, right? That's still creating some hype in the market. At this point in time, a lot of these companies dropping news in regards to COVID. But the main thing is they're announcing positive phase 2 data, right? And if we know anything about press releases, it's all about these hot keywords, right? Hot keywords to look for in press releases, right? Phase 2 trials, right? Announcing positive phase 2 data here this morning on EDSA. That is a 2-star keyword. These are pretty good press releases. You know, 80% of the time, we see these stocks do pretty well that day. When you see phase 3 trials, right? There's a lot more activity, right? They do even better. And when you see a stock meeting primary endpoints, those stocks absolutely go bananas. So again, if you're just now tuning in, this is your first time in our stream, take a screenshot of this, guys, right? Take a screenshot. Hot keywords to look for in press releases. Anytime you come across a press release and you see one of these keywords, you can gauge how hot that press release is and how much potential it may have for that day, right? So again, take a second, take a screenshot of this, hot keywords to look for in press releases. And again, next time you come across a stock that's moving on up and you're trying to gauge why is it moving on up, and you go look at the press release and you see, hey, we met primary endpoints, right? Positive phase 3 trials meeting primary endpoints. You would say, hey, that's a damn good press release. I should definitely be looking at this stock today. I should definitely be prepared with this stock for the day, right? Because it has a hot press release. So again, EDSA announcing positive phase 2 data in regards to hospitalized patients with COVID-19, okay? So EDSA has a very credible press release. We know exactly where this stock could go. Right now, we have some support around that 860. Below 860, back down towards around $8. I really don't want to see EDSA fall below 8. If it does, we'll have to see if it can hold above 744 and 7. But honestly, if it cracks below 8, we'll probably just see it fade on off the rest of the day. So right now, let's see if we can hold on up above $8. Ideally, 860 at this point in time. Get back above 915 resistance, and we do have some room back up towards around these highs, right around 980 and then $10 here on EDSA. Now, if EDSA ever breaks over 10 bucks, how high can this go? Well, I mean, it has a lot of room to the upside, guys. But one other thing I want you to be mindful of, right? What's one thing you notice with EDSA, guys? What's one thing you notice here with EDSA on this daily chart that really stands out to you? What really stands out to you on this daily chart, guys? Is there anything that really stands out to you? Anybody notice it? It gives everything back, right? Look at all these red days. Every time the stock is gapped up, it spikes and it closes red on the day. Gaps up, quick spike, goes red on the day, right? Big gap up, big spike, closing red. Big gap up, big spike, going red. When's the last time you've seen the stock gap up and close green on the day, right? A big gap up that closes green. It hasn't done that. So with that being said, it's safe to say that EDSA, we're going to see a pretty big gap up, right? 50%. We could definitely see it going a nice big spike right at the start of the day. But with that being said, we've seen it go red each and every day. Each and every time the stock's gapped up substantially, it goes red, goes red, goes red, goes red. But we see these big upper shadows, so at least we know that it at least attempts to rip and run at the start of the day, right? This stock gaps up at $10.53, right? Spikes all the way to $17. Closes red on the day, right? This time it gaps up at $12.80, spikes up towards around 15, goes red. Gaps up around $11.78, spikes up to $13.55, goes red on the day. So again, there is potential here. But if you start to see this turn on over, right, and you're in it, get out. The last thing you want to do is be in this trade, right? You're on the wrong side of the trade and you stay on the wrong side of the trade, hoping that it runs back to the upside, right? And not looking at the daily chart, realizing that it's probably not going to move back to the upside once it starts looking really, really weak. Because again, 10 times in the past, the stock gapping up, going red on the day. So again, identify the opportunity. Get in and get out quick. Lock in your profits. Don't expect to hold this all day to 20 bucks, right? Could it? Absolutely. We could see a big time green day today. But looking at the past, right? Like every other trader is doing, looking at what the stock's done in the past, history likes to repeat itself. Other traders are seeing this. So how are other traders going to react? Probably getting in at the start of the day, taking advantage of that big time move to the upside if we see a nice quick spike to the upside, and then locking in profits because they know it may go red on the day, right? So again, if we gap up and we're green and we start going red, I would stay away from this trade completely, right? Let's say we open at $9, right? And we spike up to 10. If we drop back below the open and we actually go red on the day, I probably would not be touching EDSA because again, we'll probably see what it's done in the past and go red on the day with a big nasty red day, okay? So be smart, right? Be mindful of that. Every time that it's gapped up substantially, it's gone red. I can't tell you the last time that we've seen the stock gap up and actually have a decent green day, all right? So again, identify the opportunity, attack, right? Lock in some great profits, get out before we start to see this selling off, if we actually see it selling off like it's done, again, like 8 to 10 times here in the past, guys. EDSA, definitely a top stock. We need to be watching, guys, all right? Number 4 on the leaderboard is SYBX, all right? So SYBX right now currently up 21%. SYBX, I'm pretty sure they did have a press release. Here we go, boom. So SYBX announces positive phase 2 data demonstrating reduction in plasma, big word I don't know, levels in patients with another really big word. But again, sometimes those big words are, relevant, right? But the biggest thing that we need to take away from that press release is they're announcing positive phase 2 data. That's the key word, right? That is what really generates a lot of traction and a lot of interest with these stocks, right? Are these keywords. Again, we just looked at our hot keyword cheat sheet, right? Phase 2 data is a 3-star keyword. So again, they're announcing positive phase 2 data here on SYBX. That's why the stock right now is currently up 26%, trading 1.2 million shares. On average, it trades 200,000 shares. So we do have a lot of attention here, right? We do have high relative volume. There is definitely some activity here with SYBX, and this stock here over the last 20 minutes, bouncing off that 340 level, getting a huge rip to the upside up towards around 425. So again, SYBX, now it's number 3 on the leaderboard. Again, picking up some great volume right now, getting some traction, more traders moving in to SYBX because there is a good press release and it's a low-ish float stock, right? It's not like VSTM, almost a 200 million in float stock. It's a relatively low float stock. It's 34 million in float, and it has good volume with a damn good press release. So SYBX, we definitely need to be keeping this one on watch today, guys. Okay, so it came down and bounced pretty darn close to Friday's highs, right around that 330 to 337, getting a nice big push to the upside. All right, right now we do have some okay support, right? It was resistance right around 4, but if we can stay above $4, that would be a decent level of support for SYBX, and we do have room back up towards around 480. We do have resistance up towards around 480, $5, and then $5.10. So there's a lot of resistance from 480 to 5 to 510, right? Just looking at that daily chart, there's going to be a little bit of resistance in that, 30-cent window, 40-cent window from 480 to like 510, 513. But if SYBX steals the show, right? Steals the attention, right? And this is the number one stock moving today, we could see it up towards around 579 and then $6. And then if we break over that level, we could see it up towards around $7 as well. So right now, SYBX has a good press release, right? It's a low-ish float stock, currently up only 19% at this time. But again, it has good volume. We can see that it has some activity, it has some attention, and there is a good press release this morning here on SYBX. So again, another stock that I definitely want to keep on watch right at the start of the day. So again, the top 3 stocks at this point in time, right? We're definitely watching EDSA. Most definitely watching EDSA. We're definitely watching Zivo. Want to keep this one on watch. It has a lot of potential. It's a low float stock that has a lot of attention. And then SYBX. I definitely want to keep SYBX on watch as well. Now we do have VSTM coming in at number 4 on the leaderboard. Currently up 20%. Trading 5.6 million shares. 1.81 on average. So again, another stock trading really good volume. And the only thing is it's a pretty large float stock, right? It's almost a 200 million in float stock. What does the float represent? How many shares are out there for retail traders to trade, like me and you, right? So when you have low float stocks in a lot of demand, that's when you see those stocks ripping $1, $2, $3 at a time, right? But when we see a stock that has a 200 million in float, right? A lot of shares out there in circulation, and we don't have as much demand, it takes a little bit more to get these things going, right? So again, high float, slow, steady movers, right? Low float stocks, right? Big time moves, right? Big time moves to the upside, also big time moves to the downside. They're very volatile. They can move $1, $2, $3 at a time. These larger float stocks are going to move 10, 20, 30 cents at a time, slower and steadier. So VSTM, just be mindful that if you're jumping in on VSTM and you're wondering, why is it not ripping to $4 and $5? Well, because it's a large float stock. It's definitely going to take a lot more to get this stock going to the upside. All right, we do have good volume, and VSTM does have a press release. So VSTM and AMGEN partner to evaluate VS-6766 in combination with patients with non-small cell lung cancer. All right, so what's the takeaway from that press release? Partnership in regards to their study with patients that have non-small cell lung cancer. So again, the keywords are partnership, right? And then lung cancer. That's why we're seeing VSTM get some nice action to the upside. Again, currently up 19%, pretty decent press release. Be mindful that it's almost a 200 million in float stock. But again, it's a slower and steadier play. If you like those slow, steady movers, VSTM would be the ideal candidate for you guys, right? If you don't like the crazy volatile stocks, don't look at Bioscience, right? Don't look at EDSA. Don't look at maybe SYBX. Those stocks can definitely move $1, $2, $3 at a time. You like that slow and steady mover? VSTM is definitely going to be the ideal candidate for you guys. We have a good press release. We are trading high relative volume, right? We know it's a larger float stock, slow and steady to the upside, and we could definitely see the stock back up towards around that $4 level, right? Right now, we do have support back down towards around 3 to 312. We do have some resistance right around 350, and then anything over $3.50, we could see it back up into the high threes, 385 to $4 here on VSTM. This stock's strong enough to break over that $4 level. We do have a lot of nice room up towards around 450, and then $5 here on VSTM. Okay, so again, if you guys are just now tuning in, what are we watching today? Right, top 3 stocks EDSA, Zivo, SYBX, a large float, slow, steady mover, right? VSTM definitely can get some action today. Definitely can rip and run. I wouldn't say rip and run, but can definitely move nicely, right? Slow and steady to the upside, up into those pre-market highs, right around 396, okay? And then we have CRVS from Friday, right? We were watching CRVS this morning above 567, and we had a decent little multi-day trend line here on CRVS as well. But right now, CRVS cracked below that 567, right? So again, right now, it's not looking all that great. It's actually gapping down just slightly. Not a lot, but we're gapping down just a little bit, all right? We do have good support back down at 472. We could actually see this hold above $5 natural support on CRVS. But again, if we come down to 5 and we look weak and we're cracking, we do have some decent support right around 472 to 475 there on CRVS, with resistance right now back up towards around that prior level of support, right? Right around 567. If this stock can never break back above 567, we definitely could see it back up towards around 642 and then $7 here on CRVS. So I would say CRVS is going to be a nice little back burner play, right? Definitely not a stock that I'm going to be watching right out of the gate. I think EDSA has better potential. I think Zivo has good potential. And I even think, SYBX has some decent potential today. But I think CRVS could move to the upside, especially if some of these other gappers start to fade and fall today. Okay, so I do want to keep CRVS on watch as a back burner play, just to see if traders move back into this stock like they did Friday, and maybe we see it moving back to the upside. We know our key levels: 472 support, 567 resistance. We have room to 642 and then $7. All right, definitely a good candidate to be added to our watch list for a back burner sleeper play. And then ATER, same thing, right? Nice mover on Friday. We called this one out on Friday. It was looking good around this 913 level and around this nice uptrend, a multi-day uptrend, right? We actually lost it momentarily, but got right back above the trend line and shot right up to our third target there on ATER. ATER still has good potential today for another couple days to the upside, right? We have some room up towards around 1258. We have room to 14 and then $15 here on ATER. So I definitely still want to keep ATER on high watch to see if we do have some traders move back into the stock and see it back up again, maybe the 1258, 14, and then $15 on ATER. We had a really nice day on Friday, some good volume moving on in. I could definitely think we could see another couple of days to the upside here on ATER. Right now, I'd like to see the stock hold above $9.90 to $10, right? $9.90 at the lowest, ideally $10, right? That's going to put you right around that trend line as well. So if we can stay above $9.90, $10 on ATER, I definitely think we could see some action, and I can think we could see some volume move into ATER up towards around that 1258, 14, and then $15 level. So we're definitely going to be watching ATER as well. All right, and then last but not least, I know some of you guys were asking about SDC, right? SDC, this stock gapped up beautifully to 824. Right now, giving everything back, right? From 824 right now, just dropping below $7. So again, SDC, be a little cautious, right? This stock is up substantially over the last couple of days, right? On Thursday, it was around 550. Nice day on Friday, gapping up. Or that's actually not gapping up, but we were going to be gapping up pretty big, right? This stock has already moved into almost every single key level of resistance. The only level that we have yet to hit is that 200 SMA at 950. Could we see that happen? Absolutely, right? There's definitely a lot of interest with SDC because of the short flow, right? There's a lot of shorts in SDC. There's a lot of hype around SDC, right? Could it be the next SPRT? Could it be the next BBIG, AMC, GameStop, right? Again, SDC has that hype circulating in regards to the possible short squeeze. So we still need to keep SDC on watch to see if the stock can continue to move to the upside. Right now, we do have some decent support off some Friday resistance and post-market resistance right around 693. Now that we're above 693 resistance, it will turn into new support. So I'd like to see if SDC can stay above that $6.90 to $7 level. All right, we do have some nice room on SDC back up towards around Friday's highs, right around 736. We do have some room back up towards around these pre-market lows, this level of support right around 763. Then we could definitely see it back up towards around those highs at 790, and then possibly even 824 there on SDC with room, right, to $9 next, and then possibly that 200 SMA right around $9.50. All right, so SDC, another back burner play, ATER, back burner play, and CRVS, back burner play. Top 4 stocks that I want to watch right out of the start of the day, right out of the gate, right? I want to definitely be watching EDSA for a quick little early morning spike to the upside, lock in some quick, easy profits before we possibly see the stock just, give a lot back. Okay, guys? So again, EDSA, definitely want to keep that one on watch. Zivo, another stock I want to keep on watch. Low float play, the lowest float, right? Currently up 100%. This stock has a lot of room to the upside. Again, the daily chart, not a lot to go off of. Very light volume stock. So again, this thing could definitely rip and run to the upside. We could definitely see it over 10 to 15 and maybe even $20 if the majority of buyers, the majority of traders stick and stay to Zivo. So Zivo, low float stock, good volume. Currently number 1 on the leaderboard. Definitely has some good opportunity to the upside. SYBX, another stock we're watching right out of the gate. And then VSTM, right? So those are going to be the top 4 stocks we're watching out of the gate, followed by those 3 back burner sleeper plays, ATER, CRVS, and SDC. So me, personally, I'm watching EDSA right at the start of the day, guys, okay? So what's up, Ron, JR, Shots, Wade, TikTok Mom, good morning, Sam, Richard, what's up, good morning. Eric, good morning, what's up, Todd, Steven, Russ K, what's up? Good morning, guys. L. Parrish, where is support on Zivo? Zivo right now has support right around that 550. If we crack below 550, you have some support back down towards around 5. If we break over 637 resistance, that resistance level may turn into new support, which would also be the VWAP. So not only would you have prior resistance as new support, you would also have the VWAP that could definitely hold this stock up as well if we break over that 637 level. But right now at this point in time, support's at 550, resistance is at 637 here on Zivo. Nathan, morning, what's up? Yep, we've already we've already talked about VSTM, right? We already talked about this one, the press release, the float, the volume, our key levels. Again, right now we have support down towards around 3 to 312 with resistance at 350. Anything over 350, we have room up towards around, I would say 389. I wouldn't really say 396. I would run it off both of these highs, right around 389 resistance there on VSTM. Yeah, Corey, hitting it on the head. Definitely a good day to start dollar cost averaging in. So some more of your long-term investments, right? I was dollar cost averaging in last week on Zoom, right? There on Thursday and Friday, I was buying some Zoom, right? I was still buying Roku. I know Roku is looking pretty weak. Roku kind of dropping out of that key zone. But again, I can buy a little bit more, right? I can buy a little bit more. Dollar cost average in just a little bit more. So the headline news, Morgan Stanley says it's looking more likely stocks fall 20% in. Destructive outcome for bull run. So we'll have to see. It's 50-50 on Wall Street. A lot of analysts saying, hey, this is just a healthy 5 to 6% correction, maybe 10% correction on the SPY, right? We need this. We need a pullback a little bit. We need this little bit of a correction, right? It's healthy. It's normal. It's okay. Septembers are normally red anyway. right? Normally September is a pretty iffy month with the overall market. Look at last September, right? Last September sold all off, right? And then we rebounded beautifully there end of the year, right? Right now, again, we're starting to see a little bit of that September sell-off. This is normal. 50% analysts say, hey, this is normal, right? We'll see it start to pick back up here into the year. Half the other analysts say, you know what? I think we'll be at that 200 SMA by the end of the year, right? So it's 50-50. Some analysts saying, hey, we're still going to be at all-time highs come into the year, right? Some analysts saying, hey, I think we're going to be testing that 200 SMA, right? Why try and predict the market, guys? Why try and predict it, right? Don't predict the market. Just be strategic, right? You don't need to know what's going to happen next to make money in the market. Mark Douglas, you do not know what's going to happen next in the market to make money. As long as you have a plan and you're strategic and logical, you can make money in the market. So how are we making money, guys? Well, a lot of these stocks, they're out of bargain. They're on sale. It's like walking into Costco, right? And seeing a big screen TV you've always wanted, 30% off. Are you going to be a little tempted to buy it? Probably, right? So again, you know, a lot of these stocks are on sale right now. Nice little discount. So again, I'm dollar cost averaging in to a lot of my long-term investments. Am I going to try and swing this a week or two out and try and predict, you know, where the SPY's going? I'm not. I'm going to come into the market every single day. I'm going to look and say, okay, this is what we look like, what we could do today, right? There's going to be a lot of volatility in the market. The VIX right now, if you go look at the VIX, guys, the VIX is at 26, right? Big gap up here on the VIX. You guys know what the VIX is? It's the volatility index, right? It's the CBOE market volatility index. How does that affect options, right? When the VIX is high, options are out of whack, just to keep it simple. When the VIX is very, very high, those options are a little out of whack. They move a little bit more aggressively. The spreads kind of suck, right? It's a little bit more challenging to trade options when the VIX is high. How do I know that? Well, I was trading options last year in February and in March, right? When the VIX was in the fucking 60s, 70s, 80s. Those options were, you know, almost impossible to trade, right? I mean, the spreads were god awful. They moved like shit. At the end of the day, it was pretty challenging. And I was trying to swing left and right, trying to predict where the market's going. But it was just like down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Again, why would you want to swing the SPY, right? Let's say you think it's going to gap up. You get some calls. Let's say in, you know what, post-market, it's up 5 points. And you're like, I'm going to make money. But then when pre-market opens and future, boom, it's down. And you're actually right on the day, right? Why not just sit on your hands and just assess and analyze everything intraday, right? Look at intraday setups, right? You don't have to swing trade options, right, to make 50%, 100%, right? There could definitely be some great intraday setups to where you can still make 50%, 100%, 200% with the movement, with the volatility in the overall market. So with that being said, I would be a little hesitant to be swing trading calls or puts on the SPY because we just don't know what's going to happen, right? Again, Wall Street's still 50-50 right down the middle. Some say we're going to start bouncing back up here soon. Some say we're going to continue the dump, continue the drop, right? So why sit here and try and predict what's going to happen next, right? Sit back, relax, market opens, do your due diligence, dive into the technicals, and if you see a setup form intraday, take advantage of it, and you could still make great profits intraday. And here's the other beautiful thing about day trading intraday, right? Not swing trading. You can manage your risk a lot better as well. The trade starts working against you, you can cut it quick. Let's say you're swing trading, and it's starting to work against you in pre-market the following day. You got to wait until 9:30, right? You can't manage your risk the way you want to. And there's going to be a lot of volatility. There's probably going to be a lot of upswings and downswings. So with that being said, sit back, be patient, be disciplined, look for your intraday setup and take advantage of it. And the other benefit is, again, you can manage your risk a lot better, right? 100 times better. So the SPY right now, we did have support right around 434.50. We lost it momentarily, but we are pushing back above that 434.49. Now we do have some room back up towards around 437.45. And if we actually see a pretty decent green day here on the SPY, right, and we have a good day to the upside, we have room to Friday's close at 441.40. So Friday closed at 441.40. This big red line here, 441.40, is the close. So if we see the SPY setting up for a long, right, and it looks good to the upside, where would one of our top targets be? our top target today would be Friday's close, right around 441.40 there on the SPY. The low was 441 to the penny. So actually, I'm going to put it at Friday's low, which was just 441, right? That would be your target to the upside if the SPY sets up and it looks good to the upside today, guys. All right, so again, what are we watching today? Penny stock wise, all right? EDSA, we're definitely watching EDSA, guys. Zivo, SYBX, VSTM, a couple back burner plays, CRVS, ATER, and SDC. All right, and then obviously we're watching some of these other plays, right? Now, again, if you think you're going to go long on Apple, go look at the SPY, right? Because if the SPY looks bearish, you should probably not go long on Apple, right? Because if you're long on Apple and the SPY's bearish and it starts dumping, what's going to happen to Apple, guys? 90% of the time, Apple's going to follow suit. Apple's going to drop. So again, before you take any options trade out there, I would just go look at the SPY and be mindful of what the SPY looks like. Because if the SPY starts dumping hard, your call position is not going to work out, right? And let's say you're taking puts on a stock and you start to see SPY ripping to the upside. A lot of these stocks are going to follow suit. So really just be mindful of what the SPY looks like, how it's moving for that day if you are trading any other types of options. But me personally, I'm focused on the SPY, right? I'm focused on the SPY. There's a lot of volatility. There's going to be a lot of movement on the SPY. 3 expirations during the week. We can see big time percentage returns on some of these options plays if traded correctly. I think the best of the best opportunity right now when it comes to calls and puts and options is going to be really just focusing on the SPY, because the SPY is really going to dictate what happens with a lot of these other stocks as well. So why not just your focus on the SPY? 3 expirations, right? Monday, Wednesday, Friday, more volatile, a lot less expensive. We can see bigger returns. I'm focused on the SPY, guys. Okay? Give me about 30 seconds. I do need to run out. Use the restroom before we get going for the day, or I'm going to pee my pants. So again, give me like a minute, guys. I'll be right back with you, and we'll go ahead and get started with the day, K. With 30 seconds to spare, let's go. What is the support for EDSA? EDSA right now support is right around that 915, guys. Below 915, back down at 860. Resistance right at the highs, anything over 10 bucks. We have room to 1082. Again, EDSA is the number 1 stock I'm watching out of the gate. I do have the SPY off to the side. I am watching the SPY the first 10 to 15 minutes as well for possible option plays today. We're all set, ready to rock and roll, team. Let's have an awesome day. Let's have a profitable day. Let's make some good trades. Let's make some big time profits, guys. Let's get going. So again, the top stocks we're watching out of the gate, guys, right? It was EDSA, ZIVO, right? ZIVO was another one. Watch this one over 637 resistance. SYBX above the 200 SMA. And then VTSM, large float, slow, steady mover, back burner plays. CRVS from Friday. ATR over the past couple of weeks, but had a pretty decent day there on Friday as well. And then SDC above that 690 level. All right. Right now, ZIVO hitting that breakout scanner, guys. So ZIVO was the very first stock to hit the breakout scanner. The SPY opened down 1.7% today, or 7 points. 7 points, 1.6%. Pretty nasty gap down today on the SPY, guys. So we'll see if we'll see what the SPY looks like. Everything's down. Everything's in the red. What sector's in the green today? XLU in the green. The only sector in the green right now is XLU. So if you're looking like, okay, what sector's performing the best today, right? XLU. XLU, Josh. So if you go type in XLU Holdings, you'll see what stocks are in there, right? That's the utility sector. Utility slightly green on the day. Not by a lot, but slightly green. Everything else is deep in the red. So quick little spike to 10 there on EDSA. Again, I'm not touching it right now. I want to make sure it's going to hold on up. Again, in the past, EDSA, guys, has gapped up, gone on a quick spike, right? And then gone red on the day. We may see EDSA just fade and fall all day. So again, just got to be mindful about that and just be patient with EDSA. You got ZIVO pulling back to 550 support. SYBX trying to get a little pop to it above that 200 SMA there. That 200 SMA being right at the low of day, right around 340. Again, right now, I'm still just watching EDSA back down towards around 860. And then ZIVO. So right now, my focus is on ZIVO team. Right? ZIVO, this is where I want to put my focus right now at this point in time. So ZIVO getting some good action. I mean, it's a very low float stock. This stock could rip and run very, very quick. Again, look at that. 550 to 630. From 550 to 630 in literally like 30 seconds. So again, you have to time these trades as good as possible. Make sure you're managing that risk. You have your stop loss. You honor your stop loss. This stock can move very, very quick. And the last thing you want to do is jump in with 1,000 shares and be down $1 a share, right? So just be smart, be safe, build your plans, make sure you're trading the best of the best setups, and that profit will move on in, guys. So right now, ZIVO is getting a lot of hype. It's going to get halted at this pace. ZIVO right now, the halt level to the upside is 743. So 743 is the halt level. Right now at this point in time, 743 halt on ZIVO. Right now we are above that 637 level. So I do want to keep ZIVO on watch above that 637. Woo! Wait, a quick little scalp there. 603 to 653, almost 10% in like 10 seconds. Hey, who can say they make 10% return in 10 seconds? I don't know a lot. So good job, Wade, on that. That was a quick little pop there, too. All right, so again, my focus is on ZIVO, but again, we're only about 4 minutes into the day, guys. 4 minutes in. If you haven't traded, it's okay, right? Sometimes the best trades come a little later. 10, 10:30, 11. Sometimes the best trades come a little bit later on in the day, guys. Kelly, what's up? Good morning. Happy Money Monday. VATE's halted. VATE's halted right now. The new IPO. No, name change. My bad. Name change on VATE. That was just a name change. So a little uncertainty right out of the gate on the SPY. Got EDSA still fading and falling, but as we're dropping, as we're fading, we are losing volume little by little. That's telling me that sellers are slowly being depleted on EDSA. And if we start to see some buyers move back in, right, we can see that transition from selling to buying as we are pulling back, right? We are moving to the downside on less volume, telling me that sellers are slowly getting out of this play, right? Being depleted, and we could see buyers move back in and see this back up towards around 10 bucks there on EDSA. SDC getting hit hard right now. SYBX. So right now the top stocks right now, ZIVO guys, ZIVO, and possibly EDSA, right? Possibly EDSA here, guys. So these are the top two stocks at this point in time, EDSA and ZIVO. So right now I have 0 trades on the day, team. 0 trades. Why is that? In pre-market, I didn't see a lot. The only thing that I saw was EDSA, but I unfortunately missed the trade, right? That was the only thing I saw. I didn't catch that move off 8 bucks up into the 915s. So with that being said, I am 0 trades on the day. 0 trades here at the start of the day. And again, I'm just being patient, waiting for that best of the best opportunity. Last thing I want to do is jump in the ZIVO at $7 resistance and watch it dump the 550 and just get destroyed, right? I'm sitting back, being patient, waiting for the best of the best setup, the best of the best opportunity, and once I identify that, I'll attack, and let's make some money, guys. Right now, it's just a game of patience. And right now, ZIVO is the #1 stock right now. ZIVO has the most attention towards it. Hitting that breakout scanner, a lot of good volume. Lowest float stock on the leaderboard. Again, ZIVO has the attention right now. It is definitely stealing the show. Room to 765, 820 to 840. That's that 200 SMA, guys. And then 9 and 10 here. But again, looking for the next little pullback here on ZIVO. So, and this is why it's important to really focus on the SPY when the SPY and the overall markets are, pulling back, right? Because if you were just looking at AMD, you may say, hey, that's a pretty good long position. I'm not saying it was. I'm saying, but you could look at AMD and say, hey, I want to go long on AMD. It looks really good, right? And then boom, the SPY comes down 6-7 points overnight, right? Gaps down 2%. AMD now gaps down and completely, right? With the technicals. So at the end of the day, the last thing you should be doing, guys, is trying to be out here trading a lot of these other plays, right? Really just focus on the SPY while the SPY has a lot of the attention, has a lot of the volatility, right? It's moving quite a bit right now. So again, I would say your focus needs to be on the SPY at this point in time. The last thing you want to do is see a good long setup on, say, like AMD or lows and go long just to see the SPY gap down substantially overnight and completely kill your trade on something else and completely just kill the technicals. EDSA still faded and falling. However, we might be able to throw a little bit of a downtrend on this play. We might see a nice little pop here on EDSA. We'll put a little downtrend right there, see if we ever start to break that. EDSA, we are trying to hold above 850 here. We are trying to hold above 850 here on EDSA. Looking to see if we get those 4 bars across the bottom at 850. I may just take a small little stab at it if it does hold above 850. 850 pre-market low right there. We do have 1, 2, 3, 4 bars across. We are very, very oversold as well. So again, we are at support. We have 4 bars across the bottom. We are oversold. We could definitely see this bounce back up towards around like 910 here on EDSA. So I am interested in EDSA here. Very tight stops as well on EDSA to see if we start to get some action. So right now I did grab a small little position on EDSA. I'm looking for the bounce here back up into like the 9s maybe. Again, it's very tight stops. Again, I'm looking just for the bounce off 850 here for a possible little 20-30 cent bounce to the upside. Now, if I was trading my main account, 1,000 shares, get 20-30 cents out of it, lock in a quick, couple $100. So again, on the small account, jumping in with about just a small 100 share position, looking to see if we get a nice little bounce here on EDSA. Again, back up maybe towards around $9. Anything under like 845, just walk away from it. Risk like 10 cents on the trade, 15 cents on the trade. Looking for 30-40 cents to the upside for a possible little bounce-a-roo here. So let's see if EDSA is going to hold that level on up, break back above that 9 EMA, break that downtrend off a possible little double bottom. See if EDSA has any potential to get some action towards it here, guys. Got about 7 seconds left on this 1 minute candle. About 7 seconds left here. See this candle open and start pushing. We want to start to see this candle breaking that downtrend right off that level of support. May come back down 1 or 2 more times before getting it, but let's see if we can get some buyers to move in off that level of support for a nice little bounce here. You leaving? All right, I love you. Have a good one. In your car on the floorboard. So let's see. I want to see this closing back above like 840 to 845 here on EDSA. Let's see if we can have a nice little close back above that 840-ish level. We got about 20 seconds to go. Let's see if this one can close back above that 845, 850. If so, I may add to this for that bounce. I may add to this for that little pop to the upside here, especially if we close back above 850. Got about 9 seconds to go. EDSA is definitely fighting for it, guys. EDSA really fighting for it. I'm going to add a little bit more here on EDSA. Going to add a little bit more on EDSA. I'm looking for a quick little 20-cent bounce. That's it. Quick little 20-cent bounce here on EDSA. Maybe back up into like the 875s. Okay, 866. Let's see if we get 875 real quick. I'm just looking for like 870, 875 maybe on EDSA. See if we can get a nice little pop here. Maybe get some action to move back in EDSA. If this was my main account, I'd probably be locking it up, but I'm trying to be patient to capitalize on that nicer move that I think we could get here. There's 870 on the ask. It's still struggling to get above 870, guys. It is struggling right now to get above that 870. There's 869 from the buyers. And we get a quick little pop. There's 870. I don't know if it's going to get it. It's struggling a little bit. I'll give it 1 more minute. I'll give it 1 more candle here just to see. Below 850, I just walk away from it. I want to see this try and give it a go. Again, I think we can get about 20 cents out of it, 30 cents out of the bounce. But it's really struggling for that 870 here. Now it's really like to send it. I would have really liked to have seen a better bounce there on EDSA off that 850. Still being patient with it above 850. I'm just looking to see if we can get a nice little bounce here. But I would have expected to see it bounce already. I'm out of EDSA. I'm out of it. I mean, again, quick little double bottom. Had the doji coming out of oversold conditions off support. This candle just struggled a little too much. And the last thing that I want to do on a stock, knowing, right, why did I get out? Knowing that this stock gaps up, right, and goes red on the day. right? If I would have held a couple more seconds, it would have been a profitable trade. But again, I was in the trade for about 3 minutes. And again, looking at the daily chart on EDSA, I know that the last 7 times the stock's gapped up, it's gone red on the day, right? We had like 4 attempts to get that move up over 870 that just wasn't getting that pop. The last thing that I want to do is hold just a little too long and watch the stock dump down to $8, right? So why did I go ahead and just walk away from EDSA? Because, again, I already expected to see the stock move, right, sooner than what it did. And the last thing I want to do is hold just too long, right, and see the stock end up dumping and going red on the day like it's done the last 7 times. So, again, it was a decent little trade, nice little scalp, right, about 20 cents. But, again, I went ahead and just walked away from that trade right around like 850 is where I got out. Yeah, ATR was a beautiful one from Friday, right? ATR was a really, really nice one from Friday. And this one I definitely think still has some nice potential to the upside, guys. There was your EDSA, finally bounced. If I would have held 2 more minutes, that's my biggest problem, right? Every now and then I kind of overanalyze. That's what I was worried about right there. That dump, that kind of price action, that's what I was worried about. That's why I got out. I thought that was going to happen right here because we got rejected one too many times. It ended up popping. Nice little 40 cents out of it. If you guys got a quick 30, 40 cents and you held just a little bit longer, good job. But that right there was what I was worried about happening right there. And that's why I went ahead and got out. That's why I went ahead and cut it on EDSA. You know, there's definitely other stocks that have better attention right now, right? SYBX is slightly moving up, but it has that little rainbow effect to it, right? Moving up, hitting resistance, 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 starting to work its way back down. Look at that big red volume bar here, right back below that 90 EMA and below the VWAP. You know, it definitely doesn't look great, right? If we go look at other stocks, we definitely have some better potential on like Zivo, right? We definitely have some better potential on ATER possibly. Right now, if we look at SYBX, it has that little, you know, rainbow look to it to where it could definitely come all the way back down towards around $3.40. I would be waiting to see if SYBX can break and hold above 4, right? If SYBX can break and hold above 4, that's when I think we could see this up towards around like 450 to 460. But right now, until we're above 4, it definitely looks like we have some more room to the downside. Watch for the possible reversal on SDC. All right, watch for this possible higher low reversal breaking this downtrend on SDC. Again, I'm not taking it. Why not? Because again, the risk would be underneath these lows. First target would be at this prior high. Risk reward makes no sense. All I'm saying is we should watch SDC for the possible reversal. And if it reverses and it continues to set on up, then we can attack. Right? But right now, I'm not saying watch it like trade it because, again, the risk to reward just kind of sucks right now on SDC. Nice. David got in an EDSA. Quick little scalp. Oh, $1 scalp on EDSA. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Like I said, if that was like my larger account, I definitely would have been taking that, you know, 10, 20 cents very, very quick. You know, because again, I would have closed out no matter what. Small account, large account, I would have been out really, really quick. Because again, I saw the rejection. And again, I was kind of worried that I was going to see this kind of candle right there. Now, yes, it did pop. It did move. It was a quick little scalp. Nice little bounce play. Downtrend break off support coming out of oversold on the RSI. It was a good little trade, but we just didn't get that pop as quick as I was thinking. And I did not want to hold it just in case something like that happened. Last thing I want to do is, you know, be up on a trade, right? Not like it, could get out at break even, then take, you know, an unnecessary loss. So right now, you know, EDSA is looking really weak. SDC, again, let's wait for this one to set up. We do have a nice little downtrend here on SDC. Let's wait to see if we can get this one to set on up for a possible entry. Zivo still hitting new highs. We've already talked about SYBX. Looks like it can move a little bit lower, possibly back down to 340. I'd be interested in SYBX over $4 if it can break and hold over 4. VSTM, quick little head and shoulders formation starting to crack. CRVS not doing anything. And then we got ATER. So right now, top stocks, guys. You have Zivo moving up pretty nice. I still think we should watch SDC. This one definitely could set up for a nice little trade. And we got ATER getting some nice action right now as well, guys. So right now on ATER, your next target would be right around $13.20. Right now we have support right around $12.29. Right around $12.29 there on ATER. Yeah, David, a small win's still a win. Yeah, a win's a win at the end of the day, right? A win's a win. Green is green. So with that being said, guys, today is not, unfortunately, going to be the free stream. So again, we are going to go ahead and end the stream over on YouTube. Again, I do appreciate each and every one of you guys tuning in and just showing up, having some fun, getting some education as we drop those value bombs, and again, seeing some individuals over there. Can you see my P&L? Yeah, my bad, guys. I completely forgot. There's my P&L right there. I'm currently down 15 bucks on the day. Again, I was trading EDSA. I was long at 857, 858, looking for that quick 20-30 cent pop, which EDSA did move, right? I was just worried that I was going to see that nasty candle. I went ahead and got out right there at 850 and 849. So I lost less than 10 cents, right? Less than 10 cents on the trade. I had 200 shares. At the end of the day, basically breaking even, cutting that loss quick, as I did not want to get caught up in that kind of dump. So again, looking for the pop, never got the pop as quick as I wanted it. So went ahead and cut it quick, and I only lost 15 bucks on the trade. So absolutely, guys, have an awesome day. Again, before we leave, your top stocks right now are going to be ATER. Right, ATER, looking for this stock to pull back into that prior high, hold as support, get the next leg up towards around $13.20. Zivo has potential. Right now you have $7 supports. EDSA looking pretty weak right now, guys. I'd expect to see this be red on the day. And then SDC, guys, right now breaking this downtrend, has room back up to 740. Okay, so again, top stocks, ATER, SDC, and right now, Zivo, guys. All right, so have an awesome day. Be smart. Trade safe. Lock in some great profits. Once again, for those of you locking in some great profits right at the start of the day. Again, we're only, 23 minutes in. Awesome job. Good work, and congratulations. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I will see each and every one of you back here tomorrow morning over on TikTok, 8:15, and then here on YouTube right around 8:45 as we kick off another day of trading. You guys have any questions, comments, concerns, hit me up anytime. Josh at alphadaytrading.com. Once again, be smart, trade safe, and end your day profitable. Ed, yes, sir. I will see you in chat as well, my man.